I remember the day I finally got my own place. It was a small apartment with just enough space for me, a handful of furniture, and a kitchen that felt entirely too big. I had always taken things for granted, things like a stocked fridge. For the first 2 weeks, it was all takeout and pre-made meals, a glorious diet of convenience. But this morning, that carefree phase came to a crashing halt. My alarm went off, and I dragged myself out of bed, heading for the kitchen with the hope of a simple breakfast. I opened the fridge door, and a cold, desolate gust of air was all that greeted me. The silence inside was deafening. There, on the bottom shelf, sat a single, shriveled onion, next to a carrot that had given up on life days ago. My survival supplies were exhausted. A wave of dread washed over me. This wasn't just about being hungry. It was a wake-up call to adulthood. I couldn't just call my mom or order in. My cupboard was as empty as my social life on a Friday night. I stood there for a long moment, staring at the pathetic sight of my food inventory. This wasn't a choice anymore. It was a mission to buy vegetables. My first real challenge as a newly independent adult had officially begun. This wasn't just a trip to the store. This was a mission. I put on my shoes, grabbed a canvas bag, and took a deep breath. This was my first solo journey into the chaotic, unforgiving world of the local vegetable market. I imagined myself as a soldier venturing into enemy territory, armed only with my wits and an empty shopping bag. The mission's objective: secure provisions for survival. I got on my bike, feeling the cool morning air on my face. My small apartment complex, which had always felt so safe and predictable, was now just the starting point of a great unknown. I rode through familiar streets, but with a new sense of purpose. Every turn brought me closer to the heart of the market, a place I had only ever seen from the passenger seat of my parents' car. The sounds of vendors calling out prices and the smell of fresh produce grew stronger with every block. I was no longer a spectator. I was about to become a player in the grand bazaar. As I turned the corner, the market hit me like a wall of sound and color. The air, thick with the smell of fresh soil and spices, was filled with the rhythmic shouts of vendors calling out prices. Piles of bright red tomatoes, deep green spinach, and shiny purple eggplants were stacked high on every cart and stall. It was a bustling, vibrant world of living, breathing organism that seemed to move with a rhythm I didn't understand. I parked my bike and just stood there for a moment, completely overwhelmed. Everyone around me seemed to be a master of this place. Shoppers were expertly inspecting produce, haggling prices with the casual ease, and weaving through the crowd with purpose. I felt like an alien who had just landed on a new planet, holding an empty bag and a whole lot of confusion. This wasn't just a market. It was a battlefield of bartering, and I was clearly a civilian who had wandered onto the front line. I finally got the courage to move deeper into the market, but I had no game plan. I just drifted from one stall to another, trying to look like a serious buyer. I'd pick up a potato, turn it over in my hand a few times as if I were a master potato inspector, and then place it back down. I did the same with some onions, giving them a thoughtful sniff. I learned from watching a cooking show, but in reality, I had no clue what I was looking for. I was a fraud, a clueless shopper trying to blend in with the experts. All the while, my mission to buy food was failing miserably. I was just an observer, lost in the world of fresh produce. While I was still performing my potato inspection charade, a voice caught my attention. It was a no-nonsense older woman, with a stern look on her face, pointing a finger at a pile of eggplants. "Brother," she said to the vendor, "these eggplants look sick." I did a double take. Sick? I thought to myself, can vegetables get sick? I had never considered the health of an eggplant before. The vendor, an expert in this dialogue, calmly replied that they were just a little tired from the sun. Hearing them talk, I realized this wasn't just a transaction. It was a conversation, a code. I didn't understand. I was a novice trying to play a game with professionals. My dignity was in tatters, and my bag was still empty. I knew I couldn't keep up the charade. I needed a mentor, a guide to this chaotic world. I spotted a small vegetable cart run by a young man who looked a bit more approachable than the others. With the sudden surge of courage, I walked up to him. My heart was pounding as I pointed to the neatly arranged okra on his cart. "Brother," asked, trying to sound as casual as possible, "can you tell me how to pick fresh bindi?" He looked at my serious face, then at my empty bag, and a warm smile spread across his face. It was clear he understood my predicament. The vendor, whose name I learned was Alex, didn't laugh. Instead, he reached into the pile of okra and pulled one out. "See this?" he said. "The trick is to be a little gentle, but firm." He then showed me how to break the tip of the okra. If it snaps off easily, it's fresh. If it bends, it's old and tough. It was a simple, genius test. He went on to show me how to check the weight of potatoes for freshness and how to spot a ripe carrot by its color. With each tip, my confidence grew. The market wasn't a battlefield anymore. It was a classroom, and Alex was my very patient teacher. The fear of failure was replaced with the excitement of a new skill. With my new knowledge and a confident nod to Alex, I began my shopping in earnest. I felt like a seasoned veteran, tapping potatoes, inspecting carrots, and snapping okra with the expertise of a pro. I filled my bag with fresh, vibrant vegetables, and the transaction felt less like a struggle and more like a victory. As I walked back to my bike, the market's noise no longer felt overwhelming. It felt like the sound of my first real conquest. I returned to my apartment not just with food, but with a powerful sense of accomplishment. The fridge, once a symbol of my newfound helplessness, was now the destination for my spoils. That night, I made a simple meal with the vegetables I had personally chosen. It was the most delicious meal I had ever had, not because of my cooking skills, but because it was the taste of my first small, but significant, step into adulthood. The week that followed was a quiet triumph. Each day, I cooked with the vegetables I had personally selected, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. That first meal, with its perfectly crisp okra and tender potatoes, tasted like victory. My fridge, once a desolate wasteland, was now a small but proud symbol of my newfound independence. But as the days passed and the last of the food was used, a familiar emptiness returned to the shelves. This time, however, there was no dread. The thought of going back to the market didn't fill me with fear. It filled me with a quiet confidence. The market was no longer an unconquerable fortress. It was a familiar place, a challenge I was ready to face again. I felt ready for my second mission, knowing exactly what to do. The following weekend, I returned to the market. The chaotic symphony of vendors and shoppers, which had once overwhelmed me, now felt like a familiar song. I walked with a purpose that felt foreign to me just a week ago, confident smile on my face. I gave Alex, the vendor, a knowing nod, and he returned it with a genuine grin. I no longer had to sneak around or pretend. I confidently inspected potatoes, felt the weight of onions, and snapped the tips of okra with the expertise of a seasoned shopper. I even found myself casually haggling for a small bundle of mint, winning a friendly debate with the vendor. I left with my bag full of fresh food, not as a novice who survived, but as a customer who belonged. My mission was complete, and this time, the feeling of victory was even sweeter, because I had earned it. Not just once, but twice. What did you think of our character's journey? Did you find his struggles relatable? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories and tips to help you learn English through story.